Hi everyone. Sorry about that. I had to get ready. I am going to switch now. 1 second. I know you can't see me, but I should. There I am. Okay. Sorry about that. I hope everyone had a great week. Uh, and the first thing I would like to say is RBG is back. I was Yes. Bow, you're right. I'd be right with you, Bob. But I wanted to. Someone asked me when RBG went into the hospital, would she be okay? I feel like saying RBG is going to outlast the Trump administration. So I hope they're not counting the chickens too fast. Uh, Hi, Mystery. So that was when I heard that this morning. I was very happy to hear that she's well enough. She's a fighter. Oh my God! And someone mentioned that's the next thing I wanted to talk about. Bao mentioned it before I did. Uh, Sarah Sanders was questioned by Mueller's team, and I've also mentioned in my previous videos, I don't remember which one, but I'm sure some of you will recall that I said a lot of people we don't think about in this administration, are going to have legal issues. Excuse me. Uh, so that's one of them. There are going to be a few more that we will find out about in the coming weeks. But I was not surprised about Sandra. I'm not an attorney. I don't know anything how these things work. But uh, I uh, I feel Sarah is panicking over this. All these people who are around Trump or his close, the people let's say for example, his kids are Sanders and a few others, I feel are terrified, but there is no way for us to know. And they're all going to have legal bills. And Sarah is going to have her own issues as well to answer to when it comes to the way she went out about lying to the public. I don't know if that's the reason she's going to get herself into trouble. But I feel she's not only going to be a witness, she's going to have other issues. Pamela, I'm here. Can everyone hear me? You're saying you're waiting for me. Hi, Teresa. We have newcomers? No, Debbie says I don't have to be a lawyer. Yes, Debbie, to know that if someone lies, you're going to be prosecuted. No, I did not mean it in that way. What I meant was, yes, lying, obviously, but I don't know the ins and out of the law, and I can't comment. I don't know much else, so I don't like to uh, get into subject or discuss subjects that I'm not an expert on. That's what I meant. Bao is breaking more news. William, well, yes, that's been out since this morning, but unfortunately, uh, I don't see him making much roadway uh, against Trump. If it was any other of the other governors or ex-governors, I would say yes. But well, I'm not quite sure. I mean, he was a governor, but for some reason he's not resonating at all when it comes to people who can really challenge Trump for the Republican nomination. I'm not feeling him, but more power to him. That means he's going to cause, or at least force people, Republicans that is, to think beyond Trump, because right now it seems like he's their god, which is fine. That's okay. Pat, I don't think much. Anyone besides their base is gonna vote for any of those guys. So no. Thank you, Pat. Please, everyone, tap on the thumbs up. I would appreciate it. In any event, the other situation I would like to talk about is the state of emergency that Trump declared today. It feels like to me this is all about, there are two things here. Every time I try to figure out what he's doing this, and I have been getting this for a while. He wants something to put his name on as an accomplishment. That's one thing. The second reason why he wants to, he declared the emergency is because I'm sure all of you know, he thinks he's going to be reelected. Believe it or not, Trump believes this, that he can be reelected. Please don't ask me how that's going to happen. Okay. It's the delusional side of him, for whatever reason, whatever disease, mental disease he's suffering from. I feel that's the only thing that can cause him to think, if he were to last till 2020, hi Jen, he can be reelected, because as I forgot I did a little short presentation of the Trump astrological chart. It's not in the card for Trump. That's number one. Number two, intuitively, before I even looked at his chart, I've been saying he was going to have issues starting past September, and he's been having issues constantly. Almost every day, there is something negative about Trump. And till today, every day is drip, drip, drip. So there is going to be an accumulation effect if he were to last till 2020. And Trump is conning his supporters into thinking that he's going to help them. That's going to stop working as well. It feels like to me. Because what he did today, declaring the national emergency, and he wants to spend so many billions of dollars on a wall that's not really needed. I mean, there are other ways of doing it. I'm not promoting not taking care of this, southern border. That's not what I am saying. But the way he wants to go about it, he wants a wall. He only wants to put his name on it. And the other thing I feel like saying, if we notice, Trump has never mentioned the federal workers he caused all these miseries to. Never mentioned them once. It's because Trump cannot even put himself in the shoes of these people. That's why he can't think of himself in that fashion. He doesn't understand what it's like to miss a paycheck and you get yourself in trouble, and so does a lot of people around him. So what I feel like saying is, when I talked with him, these people don't mean anything. they don't even cross his mind. All when I touch with Trump, every once in a while I check to see if I'm on course about what I'm getting. Oh my God. Uh, what I get when I touch with him. I'm sorry, everyone. I forgot to do something. Please give me a minute. I have to turn something off. I'll speak as I am doing this. There is no way he can identify with these people. And that's why he never mentions them. And I don't feel he's going to try to help unless Congress steps in. Those who are temporary or contract employees who work for the federal government, I don't feel Trump is going to try to help them either. Congress is going to have to step in and try to help these people. But he cannot identify with anyone unless you are a multimillionaire or a billionaire like he is, otherwise you're a failure. And that's what I keep getting every time I touch with him. And the news conference he had today, I don't know, is it me? I did not watch the whole news conference. But is it me? There was a lack of coherence while he was, I mean, the snippet that I heard from the news, I did not see, he was hard to follow. I did not watch the little bit that I watched. The reason why I am bringing this up, and someone asked me this yesterday on Twitter, I feel, I hate to say this, but Trump's dementia is getting more pronounced. Am I the only one who's noticed that? And I feel the coming months with the stress that's going to be on him, it's going to be even worse. Somebody mentioned that one second. Yeah, well, somebody mentioned that I took a look at the chat as I'm talking because I wanted to know if anyone has any other question about the emergency declaration. Yes, of course he's going to go to Florida because he dropped the bomb. He knows he's not going to win, so he just walked away from it. That's what I feel he did, because he knows he's in a lose-lose situation. There is no way he can win in this situation. And the way I am touching this, regardless of what approach Trump takes, when it comes to taking money from the Pentagon or whomever he chooses that Congress allocated to do other things, I don't see how he's going to win. I was looking at that today. He's in a lose-lose situation, and that he knows. And also the other thing I wanted to bring up, I also feel that Senate Republicans are getting enough of him. And yesterday morning, I mentioned, I mentioned that I predicted that before in one or two of my videos, that they were going to abandon him at some point. I feel it has started. And the reason why I'm saying that right now, when I talked with McConnell, and someone was saying that on the news not too long ago, they were saying that McConnell had to change his position. And accept well, basically back Trump up, declaring a state of emergency. It's not something that he wanted to do. So it feels like to me, Trump forced him to change his mind. Otherwise, he was threatening McConnell that he would not sign the paper. When I touch with them, that's what I feel. That's why McConnell, it's like that's Trump's idea of negotiating. Okay, someone who can convict you if the House decides to impeach you. You're gonna force him to do things that he doesn't want to do, simply because you want to cover yourself, thinking that you're going to survive long enough to run for president again and be reelected. I don't see how that's going to happen. McConnell, when I talked with him, is not very happy that he basically had to eat his words. And I'm seeing him sitting down complaining to his wife, McConnell that is, because he's looking like a fool. This is not the first time Trump has done this to him. And as I mentioned in my previous videos, a number of Republican senators are going to start turning against Trump. Because what I am getting when I touch with some of them, they no longer want to play his fool. That's the feeling I'm getting when I touch with a lot of them, because he lies so much. He lies to them as well. They are tired of it. They are no longer going to play that type of game with Trump. That's what I feel. And I feel like saying March, it's going to be more noticeable next month, the way they're going to walk away from him, from Trump, that is, the senators, the way they are going to walk away from Trump. It's going to be more obvious. Right now, it's a little subtle, because it feels like to me they are trying to tiptoeing around confronting him and saying no to whatever he wants to do, because they are no longer going to carry water for Trump. They refuse to do it anymore because they've been abused too many times. But next month, the end of this month, beginning of next month, it's going to be more obvious. It's going to be like a mutiny, really. It's going to be like a revolt against them. That's what it feels like to me when I touch with them. So it feels like to me, the way I am seeing this, Trump is going to be on an island by himself going forward. That's what it feels like to me. And every day it's going to get worse. And you know something else? A lot of people he thinks are his friends now in the Senate are no longer going to cooperate with him and help him do anything going forward. And the person that's setting all these things up is McConnell, because he's angry. It feels like to me he doesn't, he tries to remain calm, but he's a plotter. I feel he's doing things to make sure that nothing is done according to the way Trump wants it done. That's the way I am getting McConnell as we move forward. I'm going to scroll up and see if anyone has posted anything I should answer to. Well, let's see what happens. Pat says Republican. I think I would faint if that happened. Let's see. Okay. 1 second. Oh, one more thing I wanted to bring up as I'm scrolling up. Did you? I have been saying this as well. Trump, Trump. Somebody was having a conversation with Trump where they told him that North Korea fired some kind of missile or is capable of firing intercontinental ballistic missiles. Trump said that's not true. The person says, well, how do you know? He said Putin told him. So that makes me feel a lot of the stuff I've been saying about Trump and Putin are true. Trump has shared a lot of things that we consider top secret with Trump. I mean, with Putin. In any event, the point I'm trying to make is, and they mentioned that on the news as well, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I've been saying these things for a while and I had no way of validating them. Trump mentioning these things, remind me of what I have been saying and that I am correct. That's why I brought that up. Please, everyone, press the like button. Somebody says the recent float in Italy of Trump. Have you seen it? No, Raven Wolf, I have not seen it. The symbols are in our faces. Feel the U.S. military will be called up. I haven't gotten any details about that. No, I am not getting the U.S. military being called to fight in anything new. I'm not quite sure if that's what you mean. Yeah, Trump is trying to find a way to get himself out of the situation he's in. But Wolf, I don't think, I don't see him. You know something? As I'm talking about this, they have, it feels like Congress. There is something that's going on behind the scenes. Even if Trump wanted to, let's say for example, Venezuela, he wanted to send the military there. To be honest, I don't feel that's going to happen because like I said, I don't know how these things work. But intuitively speaking, they will block him because everyone knows any decision he makes to send our military anywhere, it's simply just to cover things up, and it's not for any valid reason. So, Wolf, I would be surprised if that happens. Somebody said, Green said Trump is stupid enough to tell on himself while under investigation. Yeah, because he can't think any more than beyond what's coming out of his mouth. He cannot think ahead. That's the problem. I am looking before I go. Oh, welcome, Wolf. Wolf says she's an empath on trained psychic medium. I've never been trained either. Oh, listen, if you're gifted, you're gifted. You don't need to be trained. She's clairvoyant and a deep trance healer. If you're gifted, you don't need any of that training stuff. You can talk to people, but I don't feel you need any of that stuff. Okay. I'm trying to see. Okay. Pamela Broadley is asking if Trump is getting a kickback from the wall money. You know what? I am not saying that, but I don't feel like saying no. But it may not be directly to him, but no, I'm not getting that. I'm going to be honest with you. Nancy says Trump speaks before he thinks. That's exactly right. I was thinking of he cannot think any further than what's coming out of his mouth. So yes, that is true. Okay, and the next 1 second. Let me take a look at my cheat sheet. The next topic. Somebody asked me uh, uh, why does the press allow Trump? Someone asked me to talk about that. To lie to them without them questioning him and basically standing up and challenge what he's saying. Well, I feel today it started today, if at the news conference, because they were playing snippet of the news conference. A couple of journalists stood up to him, and the other thing I feel like saying, most Americans are dumbfounded at what's going on. They can't believe it. It takes a little time for people to realize when you are not used to being conned, and all of a sudden, it's like, okay, wait a minute, is this person picking my pocket? It's like you can't believe it. That's how I feel our journalists feel, because they're not used to this. So they are in a state of shock, although it's been 2 years. But now, if we notice, they are beginning to challenge Trump, and there is something else. They are calling him a liar on TV now. I mean, nobody is qualifying anything. They just said he's a liar. He's not telling the truth. At the beginning, they never used to do that, but now it's all over the place. He's being called out for being a liar, and that's bothering him too. Okay, so I feel like saying yes. The journalists have not been challenging him when he tells them lies, but now it feels like to me they are beginning to. It took them 2 years to build the intolerance toward him, but I feel that's changing. So, hi artist. Uh, but to answer, I forget who asked me that, but that's changing. I feel our journalists are gonna continue to challenge him when he says when he tells lies. That's the way I feel like putting it. And there is something else here. Oh yes, there is a general they call Votel that has come out against Trump pulling troops out of Syria. The reason why I am bringing this up is because for the past 2 years, that's unheard of. For somebody a general to basically give an interview and disagree with the president, and please, people help me. I don't remember this. Okay, Wolf, I'll look into it. I have not seen it. I have not heard anything about it. But in our history, has a general ever come out, maybe during the Vietnam War, but has a general ever come out, give an interview and disagree with the president? But what it means to me, when I heard that interview, because Trump can fire him at any time, because I'm still, it feels like to me, more people are going to come out and stand up to Trump. That's what it feels like to me. Well, yeah. Patton, oh my God. I didn't know about that, but thank you. But that was how long ago? So, and oh, wait a minute, wasn't he fired? Wasn't Patton fired? Okay. In any event, someone mentioned, I forget who that was. I got to give you credit because Danielle says General Patton did this disagree with his president. In any event, the point I'm trying to make is for Votel to come out and give an interview and criticize us pulling out of Syria is a big deal. And intuitively, I feel it's because this is a trend slowly that's building up. A number of people are going to start coming out against Trump's policies internationally and national. And the people in the military, it feels like to me, the people in charge, like Votel and the commanders, are worried. I feel Congress is aware of it. They are talking about it. I don't feel they are happy with the direction that Trump is taking the country and how we look in the eyes of the international community. That's the way I am getting it. That's why I mentioned the Votel story. These, to me, are proof that there are things that are going on that we are not being told. But intuitively, I can pick up the trend of more people that are going to be coming out against Trump and his policies, whether it's national or international. That's why I brought that up. Oh my gosh, I'm not even going to mention that. Okay. Somebody mentioned in the chat, I was looking, I'm going to talk about, I'm going to go back to the political thing, but somebody just mentioned that Avenatti, Pat says, I did not know, I heard something like that during the day about some kind of tape somebody turned over to the police, but Pat says it's Avenatti who turned it over to the police. R. Kelly sexually abusing a girl. Well, I did say that R. Kelly was going to. R. Kelly basically is done, and he's gonna go to jail. So thank you for posting this and reminding me of it, because I was mostly concentrated on the Trump issue of the day. But yes, so simply what that means to me is I was right. He's going to be prosecuted and jailed, basically. But I did not know how they were going to find the evidence or how it was going to happen. All I knew was that he was not going to get away with what he did. That so thank you for posting that. Okay. All right. And I will move on to the next topic. Okay. The next, I know a lot of people have asked me about Stephen Miller. And let's before Stephen Miller started working for Trump, he was working for Session. I'm not quite sure at what capacity, but as an aide or something to that effect. In any event, has anyone else heard, but I heard from McCabe's book, I heard it was cited today, the statements that Session, the racist statements that Session usually make when he's in meeting with the FBI, with the head of the FBI, all these big high-level people, he was making racist comments. So the reason why I'm bringing that up is because although Session is gone, his representative is still in the government and carrying his bigoted policies. And I've mentioned before that Stephen has issues. Yes, he's going to hang on until, because Stephen, it's in my opinion, Stephen is done. He's only, and also he's going through his first Saturn return as well, because I don't think he's 30 yet. I believe he's either 29 or something like that. The point I'm trying to make is, once this administration is over, Stephen is going to face some major challenges. And even if somebody is a bigot like Session was or is, Stephen is going to have a tough time finding another job. He may have to move back to mom and dad, beg for a room, because the imprisonment of the kids, what Trump is doing with those kids, he thinks he's going to get away with it. I meant to mention that as well. The kids at that he has in jail. I feel, although we don't hear much about those kids, that story is going to come back, is going to come roaring back. And Trump and Stephen Miller and everyone else who are responsible for this policy are going to pay a price. I can't put a time frame when that's going to be, but I don't feel, I know some people are feeling bad because the news media is not saying anything about those kids, but I don't feel the Trump administration is going to be able to get away with what they've done to those kids. That's in any event, that's why Stephen Miller, since he's a bigot and he's been acting in a bigoted way since he was in high school, he worked with Session, so he's in the administration still carrying those racist policies. That's what I feel, and he's pretty good at convincing Trump too. Trump was already, a bigot, so he doesn't need much convincing. But I feel Stephen Miller does a pretty good job. Okay, somebody said something. Bao says she's surprised Trump hasn't fired Stephen Miller. All Miller's ideas have been failures. Trump usually loses his marbles over that kind of stuff. Bao, you're right, but like I just said, they share something in common. Brown and black people, they don't like us very much. So that's that, and also Stephen is from what I hear, and it seems like that's true. Yes, he's done some crazy stuff that he's not helping Trump to improve his image. So, but Trump is not going to fire him because Trump needs people like Stephen Miller around to guide him and give him ideas on how he can mistreat foreign-born brown and black people. That's basically what I feel. That's why Stephen Miller is surviving, and he's pretty cunning too. When I talk with him, he's a pretty cunning guy. So I feel Stephen Miller is going to last until Trump is booted out of the White House. I don't feel that's one, him and Sarah, unless Sarah wants to leave. I don't see Trump firing him or anything like that. I don't see that coming at all. Sorry about that. You know what? The other thing is, even if Trump was to get rid of him, he would hire someone possibly the same as bad as Stephen or worse. So what difference does it make? I am looking for questions before I move on to the next topic. Sarah is going to have a tough job. Somebody mentioned that. This says Stephen Miller has a new job as an info commercial star for spray wigs. Okay, well, you never know, but I don't think so. Okay. Mishi said Stephen Miller better be looking for an exit strategy. Uh, you know, I mean, Stephen is thinking, but when I talked with Stephen Miller, he is trying to figure out what he's going to do once this administration is over. That's number one. Number two, when you live in the bubble, excuse me, and you don't know, you can only see things how the people who are immediately around you view things. So that's what I feel is happening to Stephen Miller as well. Okay, he has no idea how bad it is. These people are not going to find out how much the majority of Americans dislike them until they get out of the bubble. Because, all day long, 10, 11 hours a day, you are around the same people, with the same thinking. It's difficult to fathom. So, the other thing I feel as I'm talking about this, I feel Miller's hoping as well is he's hoping that Trump will be reelected. He can dream on, but I don't see how that's going to happen. But yes, I don't see him looking for an exit strategy. He thinks about it and hoping that he won't have to jump ship before they basically kick him out of the White House. Somebody, Copy's mom. I don't feel Copy's mom is asking, is Jussie Mullet telling the truth? I don't feel he's telling the whole truth, Copy's mom. Because let me tell you why I feel that. The first time somebody asked me, I believe I was live streaming, somebody asked me, what did I think? And I did that on purpose. I described one person that I saw. I did not see two people. I believe I said that. The other reference is the person I described who I saw around him had reddish brown hair. I don't know if it's his boyfriend or somebody he was out with earlier, but I did not see the attack. I didn't see anybody punching him or anything of that sort. So I feel something happened, but I don't feel it's the way he's saying it. That's the way I feel about the justice story. Because I every once in a while I'll take a look to see if there was a fight of some sort. You know, and the other thing, as I'm talking about this, if you're gonna fight with two guys, why would they pour bleach over you? They'll punch you out. So I feel something happened, but I don't feel he's telling the story. I'm not gonna call him a liar, but there is something that's preventing him from telling the story the way it is, because I don't see anybody really punching him. So, and I did mention that the last time I said I only saw one person, and I didn't see the fight. I looked for it, I can't see it. So I don't want to say he's lying, but something happened. He's not telling, exactly how it happened. Okay. Wow, somebody saw Trump in 2005 at the Taj Mahal. Oh, his casino in New Jersey. Okay. And the other thing I wanted to talk about, I don't know if I mentioned that yesterday. Please let me know if I'm repeating here. I don't remember seeing this in my yesterday's note where McCabe said they discussed the 25th, they were thinking of invoking the 25th Amendment. I don't think because I looked at my note, I don't see it in there. I feel McCabe is telling the truth. That stuff was being discussed among the high level people and the government. And what's bugging me, a lot of Republicans are saying McCabe or any of those people were not elected, and they were thinking of, it's like they were overthrowing, basically, or overturning the vote of the American people. Trump was not elected by the American people, number one. Number two, or at least not by the majority. He didn't have the majority. I understand the way our election is, the college and stuff. I understand that. But McCabe and those people, that's their job. And I feel when I talked with him, he was genuine and starting the investigation. So the point I'm trying to make is that discussion, enacting the 25th Amendment to get Trump out of office did take place. That's what I'm trying to say. And some people in the news mentioned that he wants to take revenge. I would want to take revenge too, because they took away his pension. He has to wait, I guess, until 62, 65, 3 days before he was to leave the government. And also the way Trump treated his wife and McCabe as well. Trump is his worst enemy. Someone at that level, you're going to try to piss them off. It doesn't work. So I feel like saying that, yes, they were trying to find ways to remove Trump. And as I am saying this, one of the senators who decided not to run, I believe his name starts with the letter C. I forget his name right now. He took retirement. He came out, the one who made the statement about the White House is like a big kindergarten or a babysitting place, something to that effect. I believe those guys were talking about the 25th Amendment around the time Corker made that statement. So, unfortunately, Trish, I don't know the name of the title of the book, but if you Google it, it will come up. I saw it a little while ago, but I was so busy putting things together for me to do this event for the stream. I did not have a chance. I didn't write the name down, but if you Google it, you will see it. And okay. Oh, one more thing I feel like saying. Hi, Susan. I'm good, thanks. How are you? You know, I believe Trump has been recorded in the White House. And the reason why I am saying this is because while they were discussing the 25th Amendment, they were discussing somebody could wear a wire and record Trump or something to that effect. I can't tell exactly if the recording was who did the recording and if it was part of that, if it was the result of that discussion. But we will find out, and not while Trump is president. He has been recorded. So I can't wait. This is going to be very interesting. In any event, and also the other day I mentioned that when Trump leaves office, that's when we're going to learn a lot about what went on at the White House. That's when those things are going to be revealed. That's what I feel. Wow, 704 said they were saying Kelly was wearing a wire. I would not be surprised, but I feel Trump has been recorded. I mean, they recorded him doing stupid things, saying dumb things. Oh, Nancy says she's heard. I've never heard that before until when they mentioned the 25th Amendment situation, and I was thinking about it, touching with them, trying to see what's going on. There is a lot more that went on than we are being told. But I feel it happened when Corker they shut Corker down. McConnell did. But it was around the time that Corker was going around in the news and saying that the White House is like a huge babysitting place. That's what I feel. So that's when all those things took place, and somehow it feels like McConnell decided to put the kibosh on all these things. So those things didn't come out. Yes, somebody, Hart says, we will know the day that Trump finally leaves. All these things will come out after he leaves. Marietta Berto says, did I hear about the $50,000 golf simulator Trump had installed? Yes, I heard about that. Well, we are not surprised. Instead of working, That he's gonna. I mean, not that he did. Instead of working a couple of hours a day, now he's gonna work a half hour a day and spend his time golfing in the White House, playing in the golf simulator, playing with the simulator. That's what I feel he's going to be doing now. So we're going to get less work out of him. Nanette says she had a dream the other night that she's working at the White House. The energy was very negative and stressful. When she woke up, she felt like she had a nightmare. Well, Nanette, I feel like saying you're right because every time I touch with the people at the White House, uh, you know, there is a lot of fear and they don't trust each other. So, because, and also the next thing is they never know what is going to be exposed next. And they are all trying to avoid getting involved and to whatever Trump did during the election. A lot of people did because it's going to cost them a lot of money. And Sarah Sanders is going to get caught for sure. So, yes, there is a lot of stress working, well, more than usual. Working in that position in the White House is a stressful place. Is stressful, but being a Trump staffer is worse because you never know what's going to come your way. No, well, I don't know. I have not. The only thing I know, they no longer hold daily briefings. So, for the news media. Uh, but I'm not a fan of Sanders. So, the less I see of her, the happier, the best it is for me. Kimberly says, please, wait. Breathing the same air as Trump could breathing the same air as Trump could cause anxiety. Yes, I agree with that. Okay, everyone, the hour went by really fast. I am looking to see if there are any other questions here. Questions I should answer. I don't. It seems like it's. Bob says Trump has too many mental issues that could cause me a lot of headache. That's for sure. Well, that's why I can't watch when he does news conferences because he really gets to me. So that's why I watch snippets of it, and it's very upsetting to me to even those snippets of his news conferences. I can only take so much of them because I can see what he's thinking, what he's doing, and how he is as a person. So it really annoys me, so I don't watch anything that he does. Colette Shea. Okay, Shea, I will. Colette is asking, will I do something on Obama? Yes, I will. You know what? What I'll do, the next video I post, not the live stream, but the next video I post. Trump is 72, Rosetta. The next video I post, I believe it will be probably Sunday or Monday. I will include the Obamas in it. Uh, Karen says she thinks Trump lies more brazenly either because of his illness, of his thing. One second. Okay. Well, basically, the person I was reading the comment from is saying she thinks that Trump lies because of his illness. No, I don't think so. He's whatever mental. I mean, I feel it's physical. Something is wrong. I feel it's probably early set of dementia. But Trump, I live in, and I grew up in New Rochelle, New York, and I live in Jersey now. Trump was always had difficulty with the truth. He was, and also we have to understand. Not until he became president and people rose up against him, people never said no to him. So he's not used to getting backlash. And now it's something new to him that he's getting used to. So he's a habitual liar, and I can't blame the disease. The disease doesn't help. But no, it's because that's the way Trump is. And he used to get away telling lies to people who bought condos from him. Yeah. So that's the problem. Okay, everyone, thank you for coming. Thank you for your support. Please press the like button. I would really appreciate it. I will see you. Oh, someone is asking about the demo classes. Yes, I will do another class. I will let everyone know when I'm going to do it. Because the past couple of weeks I've been working on a few things. I didn't have a chance. But yes, we'll do another one. Nancy is saying she follows Michelle Obama on Instagram, and her posts are very uplifting and inspirational. It was just her birthday. She posted about, oh, really? I didn't know that. No, I don't follow her on Instagram. I follow Michelle and the Obamas on Twitter. But I should look into that. I am on Instagram as well, but it takes so much this channel, because I am doing everything and I have to come up with new ideas. It's a lot. So because every once in a while I have to sit back and figure out what to do next. It's quite a bit. So that's why I have Instagram, but I don't use it very much. But that's one of the things that I'm planning on becoming a little more active on Instagram. Okay, everyone, have a great weekend. Thank you very much for coming. I will see you Monday evening. Have a good night. Have a great weekend.